Welcome to Sunday Night Light, where I highlight a single quote from the General Conferences of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as a way to bring a little light to the start of your week. Welcome to Sunday Night Light, where we try to start your week out right with a little light. Today, we are going to be hearing from Bradley R. Wilcox. He's in the Young Men's General Presidency, First Counselor. And this is also from October 2024. This says, your covenant relationship with God and Jesus Christ is a relationship of love and trust in which you have access to a greater measure of their grace, their divine assistance, endowment of strength, and enabling power. That power is not just wishful thinking, a lucky charm, or a self-fulfilling prophecy. It is real. So Brother Wilcox talks about grace a lot. He gave a wonderful devotional called His Grace is Sufficient at BYU some years ago. That's become a landmark talk of sorts. I'm talking like just that, the fact that this enabling power, the grace that we get from our Heavenly Father and His Son, are not just for the end. When I was younger, I used to have this thought of, you did everything you could in your life, and then at the very, very end, Jesus Christ swoops in and makes up the difference so that you can go to the celestial kingdom or something. But as I get older, I realize that it's really, He's not just there at the very end of the race, but He's there all throughout the race. He is the one that enables us to run the race. And so He's not just standing at the finish line, kind of beckoning and say, hey, keep coming, you're almost there. But He is actually right beside us. And of course, cheering us on and helping us and giving us a second wind when we need it. So that's when we talk about grace, that's what we mean. Divine assistance, an endowment of strength, and enabling power that lets you do more than you could just by yourself. So I love how he says it's not just wishful thinking. It really is something that you can draw on. All right, so let's talk about a few verses from the scriptures that talk about this enabling power, this strength, or this grace that we can get from a heavenly source. Okay, the first one is one of my favorites. This is Ether 12:27. And if men come unto me, I will show unto them their weakness. I give unto men weakness that they may be humble. And my grace is sufficient for all men that humble themselves before me. And if they humble themselves before me and have faith in me, then will I make weak things become strong unto them. Yeah, this is a quintessential verse when you're talking about the enabling power of God. It says that we all have weakness. It's interesting, it doesn't say weakness says, but like weakness, like the general condition of being a weak, mortal being. And we have that weakness that we need to be humble. We need to learn to rely on the Lord and rely on divine grace. And if we do, it says that that's sufficient for us. And if we humble ourselves and have faith in Him, then that weakness can be turned into strength, I think. And that strength comes through that partnership with the divine. It's not just going to come by itself. By ourselves, we are weak. But when we need to partner with the divine, then we receive strength. We overcome that natural weakness. All right, another one I have comes from Isaiah 40:29 through 31. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might He increases strength. Even youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Isaiah has such beautiful language. So talking about this comparison, like even these young people who are full of vigor and strength, they still can run out of strength. They can still get tired, so that they can't go anymore. But those who rely on the Lord for their strength, they shall mount up with wings as eagles, run and not be weary, walk and not faint. That's such a beautiful way to paint this picture of the enabling power. Having wings, you'll be able to rise when others would not. You'll be able to fly in comparison to others who have to just run on the ground. It's that much of a difference with how much the power of God can lift you up. And then finally, we have Doctrine and Covenants, 93, 19 through 20. I give unto you these sayings, that you may understand and know how to worship, and know what ye worship, that ye may come unto the Father in my name, and in due time receive of his fullness. And if you keep my commandments, you shall receive of his fullness, and be glorified in me, as I am in the Father. Therefore I say unto you, you shall receive grace for grace. I think that this enabling power, another way that they sometimes speak about it, is this fullness, this completeness. Like in the scriptures, when they talk about perfection, it comes from the word that means complete, full. And it's this idea again of being alone as a weak mortal. We are incomplete. We're not filled. We're not full. But that with divine grace, we can receive the fullness. So we are complete, and we can be perfected in him, in the sense of, in this life, of being full, of being complete, of being everything that we possibly can be. So that is a very comforting passage, that we all have access to this divine help and this divine grace. I hope, and my prayer is that for you, anyone who's watching, that you will be able to tap into that divine power through your faithfulness, and that through that you can overcome the weakness that's inherent in us, just as people, as mortal beings. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and until next week, I hope you carry a little light with you. See you next time.